First one is always make sure you unclip the side wires and release the flaps. You can then unzip the surface, take off your nose cone once you're in this spot. Right, that's first stage. Then it's a matter of remembering to release the flap. If you don't do that, it disappears down inside the wing. Not recommended. You've got to take that rubber off of there. Also recommended at this stage, release the end of the Velcro on the flap. Also convenient just to walk along the trailing edge. Release the flaps and undo that zip as well. They're not coming out. Come on. And the other thing you can do while you're here in one exercise is unzip both of the mini ribs inside there to stop it from building off at speed. And again, release the flap, release the Velcro, and then you can start on the D-rig. You want the bags to hand, but you use those to push the sail into quite rapidly. Very simple, straightforward. Couple buttons out, release the sail, release the Velcro trailing edge, take the rib off. Actually, no, get that back. A couple of weeks since I've done this. Obviously a little rusty, don't do that first. You release the tension there first. Okay, and then you do the same on the other side. You can do it asymmetrically, to completely do one side, but I find it's always easier to do them both. Particularly after I had the webbing replaced in the centre, the Velcros that hold the sail to the D sail at the tip tended to come off and were quite hard to keep together. I've actually got freezer bag clips on them to lock them together at the moment, which works really well. Really well. I won't get that one well.
Yeah, if he's American, not going to get that at all.
No.
In fact, most British people probably won't, to be honest.
And again, release that part of the tension, and then you can come round to the centre and you quite simply take hold of the two pulls in here. No, you can't. I have got to do those first.
Smooth, Dad, smooth.
Smooth. Yeah, right. I forgot. You have got to release these before you do that, so I was right in my first instinct to release those two, and the same on that side. It's only been 2 months since I rigged it. You'd have thought I'd remember better than that. Right, release that one. That's 3. Now we can go back and release those handles at the centre. Obviously the ribs lock it out. That shows you it won't. The ribs cannot fold in whilst those are in place. Pull the handle, the ribs come over to the centre again and fold inwards. And the same on that side. And the nice thing about that is the metal rod sticking out, keeping the sail off the ground as well. And this technique here, again, is you're not just pushing inwards, you're pushing it in laterally to get the two curves together and give you slack for it to come off. That can be quite a hard technique to learn for some people. Again, in my case I have to take these tubes out, but normally you wouldn't actually bother doing that. And the flap goes over the top, the sail comes in and spins twice to keep the sharp end away from the D-sail. And then the sail bundles up and the bed goes on. No need for elastics or bungees or sail ties, straight in the bag. Very neat. And before we walk in, save a bit of time, get those together. We'll need them eventually. Same on this tip. The second tip usually be a little harder actually to release the tension, particularly if the keel isn't still locked together. Sometimes I used to make the mistake of taking the centre off first. It definitely adds to the workload. Again, back over the top, sail in, twice, sail folds in, leg turn. Right, a little bit there. Now, release centre lever there to release both of those. Obviously if there's wind you don't want to release them both until you're ready to catch them to protect these long ribs here. You then just click it together, fold the sail around the D-sail and grab one of the ties, which of course is right there. Oh, that was a subtle one.
Would have been if you hadn't mentioned it.
Technique then is just to make sure the sail's as straight as you can get it, minimize creasing, and fairly tight, all the hoods together. The A-frame is on this side, so we can't do this zip up too much. We only want to do this zip to about the other side, let's get the Velcro first this time. Move it to hand. Literally, do the flap in, move the sail out. And glue it together. So, put that straight. Comes up nicely.